Hello guys and welcome back. So right now we sit at nearly 63k and Bitcoin seems to be what somewhat stable, and my prediction for an inverted head and shoulders or triple bottom if you want, because this is not, some would call it, so let's go with the inverted head and shoulders, not triple bottom here. And yeah, it seems to form the second shoulder here. And the thing is, it doesn't have to perfectly look like the first shoulder because it would be too obvious. So it has to be like a hunchback guy or something like that, with one shoulder taller, one shoulder. So we might see Bitcoin going to 60k or 60 some hundred, 60 to 61, and then going up. Now let's read some news from some posts that I put them in an order that I think it's more important and then less important. So let's start with the first one, which is Russia approves final draft for crypto bill. And why is this important? Because it opens a big market, and I think I know for sure that a lot of Russians go abroad and use crypto, because I've been traveling before, and I know that especially in Asia, especially in Vietnam and Thailand, it's a lot of Russian people, and in Bali as well, going and using USDT and other cryptos rather than money. So yeah, and sometimes if you dive into conspiracy theories, it's like how they will push us into crypto because they banned them from using Visa and MasterCard and stuff like this. So now they are just using crypto. And I know this for sure because I know people. I know people there. So one of the world's largest economies is giving crypto utility as a tool for cross-border trade outside traditional banking system. I knew about this without reading the news, but now it's in the news as well. So yeah, I think that's we have to go deeper into conspiracy theories, but what Mastercard and Visa did in Russia, I mean, I see why they did it, but it has its implications, and the butterfly effect, and let's say this is positive for crypto. And let's go to the next post, which is from Daniel Mihai. Digital Iron Curtain. India demands a total ban on cryptocurrencies, just as the US steps on the gas of adoption. While Wall Street pumps tens of billions into ETFs and the United States turns crypto into a major political campaign theme, the most populous country on the planet has decided to slam on the brakes and head in completely the opposite direction. So um, yeah, I don't know what to say about this. When I started being into crypto, when I heard first about crypto, I heard that China was banning Bitcoin, and that was the bottom. So that was the bottom before 2021. I think it was in 2019. And this was the bottom, but this was first time when I heard it, and Bitcoin was around $3,000 to $4,000 at the time. So I didn't buy, I just heard it. So I was completely new, but I wasn't even in the market at the time. So let's go to the next post. But this indicates for me that this was the bottom, or this is the bottom, if you will, because we are in the same range, and we have a very high chance that this might have been the bottom now. I don't think it will go lower unless something shocking happened, but I stand positive. I'm basically accumulating a lot of alts now. It's a very good range to accumulate, and that's it for me. But we have a very high chance that this might have been the bottom. So let's go to the next post, which is from Vivek Sen, and he says, so Eric Trump said they're using every level possible to delay or block pro-crypto legislation, which, I expected this. I was an XRP holder for a very long time, and I saw how they are delaying and delaying and delaying everything about XRP, and sadly I sold a little bit too early. I sold about $1 something because I lost hope and I held it for too long, and I should have waited a little bit more. So why? Because when crypto wins, financial control shifts to the people. The thing is, this guy and Trump, they made a lot of money with crypto, and they have lost somewhat. I think they've lost a lot of credibility, but maybe it's time for them to give back some credibility, some money to the people. But I don't know, because this is circus for me now. Because of course everyone wants to make money. This is why we are here. Nobody wants to lose money, but someone has to lose it in the market. Now, the next post is from Mark. Huge. The Clarity Act hasn't even passed yet, but we can already see where crypto is headed. BlackRock, Franklin, Templeton, JP Morgan, DTCC, Swift, and all big boys just completed a sandbox to test how tokenized US money market funds could be used as collateral across institutional markets. The blockchain networks evaluated included Hedera, Ethereum, Solana, XRP Ledger, Avalanche, Stellar, Sei, Hyperledger, Besu, BNB Chain, and Canton. In simple terms, they tested whether traditional financial assets could move on public blockchain networks instead of legacy systems. So, I think there is use for crypto. Now, there is not use for all of the cryptos, but at the same time, you have the gambling cryptos where you just put $1,000 in a meme coin and you get 100,000. And there is a lot of financial use for crypto, let's say, and for the crypto market, but we are now in transition, and I think we are in a transition period, and it will still be a transition period and an uncertainty period for a while. And I mean, with rallies and with dumps, with everything together, will still be a transition period to more and more crypto adoption. And people will not learn it overnight to use, and most of them will see crypto just as a mean to make a quick buck or invest it in long term. And also I want to make some gains and move it into stocks, into dividend stocks, but that's another thing. So basically my plan is to flip some cryptos, make enough to get enough dividends and live off dividends then, and also trade on a side. But right now I'm waiting for some half coin season or something, but that's another story. So let's go to the next post, which is from Christian Kifoy, which has predicted some interesting things in the past. He's also been wrong in the past, so everyone's human here. And he says, Bitcoin bottoming process. Every bottom in the past was a deviation, and after the deviation happened the following. Price picked up rapidly above the deviation line, check back, expansion rapidly after that. So, first, 2014 bear market deviation lasted almost a year, but 2012-2013 was expansion was 53,000%. So, longest bear market. 2018 bear market hard deviation lasted 6 months. Expansion before was 12,000%. Price picked up harder, 330%. breakdown after check back, but black swan closed above the on the monthly. 2022 bear market, light deviation, light expansion in the past. Price picked up 98%, fastest expansion after all-time high before halving. So yeah, 2026, I think this is the deviation, or we form another flagging structure and the deviation becomes 51k ish. So he's basically predicting 51k bottom. Price will pick up very fast afterwards. We should have a slowdown and check back. Every trader will look for continuation to the downside. Same exact as 2023 when wanting for new lows or black swans like in 2020. Faster expansion 2024. I think new highs are due before summer 2027 ends. So he's been right. So I also think we will have new highs before summer 2027. Now the thing is, you never know, but usually what happens is when we are at the bottom, everyone wants to wait for a new bottom, for new crash, for a new dump, for lower lows and stuff like that to buy even cheaper. But everyone is stingy in the bottom and everyone is greedy at the top. So if not everyone, most of the people. But yeah, I think now when everyone is expecting more of a downside, we may have the bottom now. It's a high chance that we are at the bottom now, because everyone just expects to go more down and down and down, and it's not gonna happen. I was in the market in the last bear market, and everyone was expecting Bitcoin at 8,000, 10,000 and 12,000, but it was at 16,000 and nobody bought there, and it went up and people bought a few months after. People bought at 20, 30, even 40k, and everyone missed the bottom because they were too scared to buy and were just too stingy to buy, and they were forced to buy at higher prices. So be careful what you do. And I'm DCAing now my alts, and I will keep DCAing until I think it's worth it to DCA. If it's already going up too much, I'm not going to buy. So yeah, let's go to the next post. It's from Danny. Krypton breaking: seller will be the first man to watch his stock crash 99% twice. This time built the perfect Bitcoin doom loop. So .com bubble, Bitcoin Ponzi. Now I think this is just fear mongering of the bottom. So I'm not going with this, but I wanted to show you this post as well. So this is what bottom looks like, what people will say when is the bottom. They are just doom everywhere and apocalypse on crypto, and everything is going to die, everything is going to zero when the bottom is already in. So let's go to the next one. China says code sends location and ID data without consent. So China's cybersecurity platform flagged Anthropic Cloud's code over alleged backdoor risk that can send user location and identity identifiers. This is just I don't know what to say too much about this. So whether this claim holds up or not, one thing is becoming clear: AI security and trust are becoming just as important as model performance. Yeah, it is what it is. So this one is also from Mihai Daniel Marius. Market pulse on 9th of July. Bitcoin at 62,300. So as I'm filming now, it's a bit higher. It's approaching 63 USD. Short-term momentum is giving way, but the 3-day chart continues to recover. Technical analysis on 12 hour, 1 day and 3 days, 9 July. So yeah, he's doing technical analysis, but he was right a few times. So Bitcoin shows a clear cool down on 12 hour and daily, but still no complete invalidation of a rebound. The price is at approximately 62,300, below the descending trend line and below the first dynamic resistances, while fast indicators lose momentum. Let's check the chart again. Right now we're sitting at 62,800, and I just said I'm expecting for this. So this is basically my expectation, something like this. Now the timeline is a bit off maybe, but something like this. Until here I'm accurate, I would say. Let's go to the last post, which is from Coin Bureau. US financial condition hits its easiest level at last seen before the Iran war. Chicago Fed's National Condition Index fell to its lowest reading since February 20th, the last reading before the US and Israel began attacking Iran. So yeah, the market is showing that I would say it's showing a bit of stability now, because all the leverage was kicked out of the market, and the spot is not people who are holding on spot are not going to just drop it like this, drop the market like this. This is leverage liquidation, and if you don't have many people with using leverage, you don't have as much volatility. So I think we might have actually seen the bottom now. And usually those news come when the bottom hits, and I'm gonna keep accumulating, but that's just my strategy. Also, let me know what you guys think and what's your strategy, and see you with the next one.